Have you ever walked through a city on a hot summer day and felt like you were in an oven? The air feels thick, the pavement almost seems to radiate heat, and every step makes you wish for a cool breeze or a patch of shade. It's an experience many city dwellers know all too well, especially as summers grow hotter each year. That's not just your imagination. Cities really do get much hotter than the countryside. If you've ever driven from a rural area into a city on a summer afternoon, you might have noticed the temperature on your car's dashboard climb by several degrees. This is called the urban heat island effect, or UHI for short. It means that city areas can be several degrees warmer than areas with more grass, trees, and open land. Concrete, asphalt, and buildings soak up the sun's energy during the day and release it slowly at night, keeping cities warmer even after sunset. The heat in cities can be dangerous, especially during long hot summers. It can make people sick or even lead to heat-related deaths. Vulnerable groups like the elderly, children, and those without access to air conditioning are at the greatest risk. Hospitals often see a spike in heat-related illnesses during heat waves. Scientists are working hard to understand why cities heat up and how we can protect people from the worst effects. New technology, like thermal mapping, is giving us powerful ways to see and measure heat in our cities. These tools help researchers pinpoint the hottest spots, sometimes called heat hotspots, and track how temperatures change throughout the day and night. In this essay, we'll explore why cities get so hot, how new tools help us spot the hottest places, and what can be done to keep people safe. We'll look at how city planners and scientists are coming up with creative solutions, like planting more trees, installing green roofs, and designing buildings that reflect rather than absorb heat. We'll also talk about sudden, dangerous storms called microbursts that can strike on the hottest days. These intense bursts of wind and rain can cause flooding, power outages, and even damage buildings, making city heat even more hazardous. By the end, you'll see why fighting city heat is so important, not just for comfort, but for health and safety. Let's begin our journey into the hidden world of urban heat islands and the technology that exposes them, and discover how we can all play a part in keeping our cities cooler and safer for everyone. Cities are packed with buildings, roads, and sidewalks. These urban areas are often tightly constructed with very little open space between the structures. The sheer number of buildings and paved surfaces means there's not much room for nature to break up the landscape. These surfaces are often made of concrete, asphalt, and metal. Unlike grass or trees, these materials soak up the sun's heat during the day. They absorb and store much more heat than natural surfaces, turning the city into a giant heat sponge. When the sun is shining, these materials can get extremely hot to the touch, sometimes even hotter than the air itself. At night, they release this heat very slowly. This traps warmth in the city, even after sunset. As a result, cities often stay much warmer at night compared to the countryside, making it harder for people to cool down and get comfortable sleep. In the countryside, there are more plants and open spaces. Grass and trees help cool the air. These natural areas are able to reflect more sunlight and provide shade, which keeps the ground and the air cooler. They release water vapor, which acts like nature's air conditioner. This process, called transpiration, helps lower temperatures by adding moisture to the air. Soil also absorbs some heat, but it does not hold on to it as long as concrete does, so the countryside cools off much faster after sunset. That's why parks often feel cooler than city streets. Even a small patch of green can make a big difference in temperature. Cars, factories, and air conditioners add even more heat to the city. They release hot air and exhaust fumes. Tall buildings can block wind, stopping the cool breeze that might otherwise help lower temperatures. This lack of airflow means the heat has nowhere to go, so it lingers in the city. All of this makes cities much warmer than the areas around them, especially in summer. The difference can be several degrees, making city life feel much more uncomfortable during heat waves. So, when we talk about urban heat islands, we're really talking about the way cities trap and hold on to heat, making them feel much hotter than the countryside. Understanding this effect is important, especially as cities continue to grow and climate change brings more extreme heat. Thermal mapping is a smart tool scientists use to see where heat builds up in a city. By using this technology, experts can track how temperatures change from one neighborhood to another, helping us understand the hidden patterns of urban heat. It works a bit like night vision goggles, but instead of seeing in the dark, it sees hot and cool spots. This allows us to visualize temperature differences that our eyes can't detect, revealing a whole new layer of information about our surroundings. Special cameras pick up infrared light, which is given off by warm objects. These cameras are mounted on planes, drones, or even satellites. By flying over cities, they can scan large areas quickly and collect valuable data from above. When the cameras fly or float over a city, they take pictures that show temperature differences. Hotspots show up as bright colors, like red or yellow. These images make it easy to spot areas that absorb and hold on to heat, such as concrete rooftops or busy intersections. Cooler areas show up as blue or green. Scientists can use these pictures to make detailed maps of heat in the city. These digital maps help researchers and city planners see exactly where cooling efforts are needed most. These maps are like weather reports for the city's temperature. They let us see exactly where the hottest places are, and how temperatures shift throughout the day or during heat waves. Sometimes the hottest places are busy streets, rooftops, or parking lots. These surfaces soak up sunlight and radiate heat back into the air, making nearby areas even warmer. The coolest spots might be parks, lakes, or shaded sidewalks. Trees, grass, and water help lower temperatures, creating comfortable spaces for people to escape the heat. Thermal mapping has changed how we understand city heat. Now we can spot trouble zones before people get sick or storms hit. This powerful tool helps city officials plan for safer, healthier neighborhoods and protect communities from the dangers of extreme heat. Summer microbursts are sudden, powerful bursts of wind and rain. They happen when a small storm cloud lets out a rush of air all at once. This air falls quickly to the ground, then spreads out in all directions. Microbursts can last only a few minutes, but they pack a punch. These storms are dangerous for many reasons. The strong winds can knock down trees, damage buildings, and even flip cars. Heavy rain can cause flash flooding. In cities, water can't soak into the ground easily, so streets can flood fast. Microbursts can catch people by surprise, especially on hot days. Hot city air makes microbursts more likely. When the ground and air are very warm, it can create the perfect conditions for these sudden storms. That's why scientists watch city temperatures closely during summer. Knowing where and when microbursts might happen can help keep people safe from their dangerous effects. Thermal mapping helps scientists see which parts of a city are hottest. These hotspots are often where microbursts and heat-related dangers are most likely. When a thermal map is made, scientists look for places that glow red or orange. These are warning signs that the area is holding a lot of heat. Once these danger zones are found, scientists and city leaders can keep a closer watch on them. For example, a rooftop that stays very hot all day and night might be at risk. The same goes for parking lots or busy intersections. These places can become even more dangerous during a heat wave. Thermal maps can also show how heat moves through a city. Sometimes, hot air travels along certain streets or gets trapped between tall buildings. Knowing this helps first responders and weather experts prepare. They can warn people who live or work in the hottest spots. With this knowledge, cities can take action before a heat emergency or a sudden storm strikes. Thermal mapping is not just about finding hot spots, it also helps predict where and when microbursts might happen. When certain parts of a city heat up quickly, they can create rising air currents. If a storm cloud passes over, it can trigger a microburst. Scientists use thermal maps along with weather data to watch for these warning signs. They look for areas where the ground temperature jumps up fast. They also track changes in humidity and wind. If the right conditions line up, they can issue a warning. Quick warnings save lives. People can move indoors, drivers can avoid flooded roads, and emergency teams can get ready. In the past, microbursts often took cities by surprise. Now, thanks to technology, there is more time to prepare. Thermal mapping gives cities a head start to protect people and property from sudden, dangerous weather. There are many ways cities can fight the urban heat island effect. One simple way is to plant more trees and grow gardens on rooftops. Trees give shade and release moisture, which cools the air. Green roofs and walls also help lower building temperatures. Another solution is to use lighter-colored materials for roads and rooftops. Dark surfaces soak up more heat, while light colors reflect sunlight. Some cities use special paints or tiles that stay cooler in the sun. This can make a big difference, especially during a heat wave. Building parks and water features can also help. Parks provide cool havens for people and wildlife. Fountains and small ponds add moisture to the air, making it feel cooler. Even small changes like adding shade to bus stops can help people stay safe. By making smart choices, cities can become cooler, healthier places to live. Many cities around the world are already using these ideas. In New York City, thousands of trees have been planted on streets and rooftops. The city also uses light-colored roofing materials on public buildings. These changes have helped lower summer temperatures in busy neighborhoods. Singapore is famous for its Garden City plan. The city has green roofs, sky gardens on tall buildings, and lots of parks. These green spaces cool the city and give people a place to relax. Thermal maps show that these areas stay much cooler, even during very hot days. In Los Angeles, scientists use thermal mapping to find the hottest streets. The city then plants trees or adds cool pavement in those places. This has helped prevent heat-related illnesses and keeps the city safer during summer storms. These success stories show that fighting heat islands is possible with a smart mix of technology and nature. Urban heat islands are more than just an uncomfortable problem. They can be deadly, especially during heat waves and sudden storms like microbursts. Thermal mapping lets us see hidden dangers before they become disasters. With this technology, cities can plan smarter. They can protect the most vulnerable people, like children and the elderly. Emergency teams can get ready for storms and heat emergencies. Simple changes like planting trees or using cool roofs can make a big difference. By using thermal mapping, we can make our cities safer and healthier for everyone. It's a tool that helps us see the invisible and take action before it's too late. The future of city safety depends on understanding and fighting the heat. In the end, technology and teamwork are the keys to keeping our cities cool and safe for all.